It is the last day of NaNoWriMo, and this month has both felt like it's gone too fast and too slow all at once. Hi, my name is Dawn Dalton. I am a freelance writer, an aspiring author, and I'm working towards self-publishing my debut novel, Game On, and I'm taking you along for the ride. November has felt like it's been a year, but at the same time, it also feels like it's only been a week. But today is the last day of NaNoWriMo. I am well over my 50,000 words. I completed over the weekend, and I'm now just frantically trying to get in all of my notes, trying to figure out, because this book has gone through so many iterations, that, what of my notes are still valid for the story and what of my notes are just garbage. So I'm frantically typing up the last few bits of notes. Some of the stuff I have just needs to go into my writer notebook because it's, what does my character look like? What does the kingdom look like? Stuff like that. So today I do need to edit the video for this week and get the last of this stuff written up, and then Nano will be over. And with Nano completing, I do have a few thoughts, but I will talk to you after I get the writing done. And that's a wrap on NaNoWriMo 2023. I finished putting together all of the notes and stuff that I had scattered for The Land Beyond the Rainbow, adding 5,276 words today, bringing my grand total for NaNoWriMo to 72,557 words, which, if I'm not mistaken, means that I did manage to beat out last year's total, which was an unconscious goal that I had at the beginning of the month. So let's discuss November as a whole, NaNoWriMo, all of that fun stuff that I've been sort of hinting at throughout the month. My cons for NaNoWriMo. Obviously, my month didn't start well. Normally, I have a huge word count at the beginning of the month. We're talking at least a 10,000 word day that just sort of flows out of me. And with the death of my grandmother, the day before NaNoWriMo started, I obviously didn't have the bandwidth. I still had a good day. I still did 5,000 words that day, but it wasn't the huge jump that I normally have, and it sort of set the tone for the entire month. I was steady. I averaged a little over 2,000 words every day, and that's counting the days that I put in 0 words. I managed to get all but one badge, and that badge being the I didn't write 1,667 words every single day. I got to see family, which was actually a good thing, even though it did take me out of Nano, and ultimately meant that I didn't get that badge. I also didn't meet my handwriting or my Game On goals for this month. I try to do 2 handwritten pages every day, and I fell a little short. Instead of 60 pages, I only got 51. Now the day is still sort of young, so I will probably still get a couple of pages written today. But ultimately, I fell short of that goal. There's no way I'm going to get 9 pages written before the day is over. I also did not write my author biography for the back of my book, and I came to the realization that I still have to write my back matter for my book as well. So I'm falling behind on Game On because I put so much focus into NaNoWriMo. And that's something I have to think about going forward as I start actually publishing my books, is balancing the writing with the end stuff for publishing and marketing and all that fun stuff. The other big problem with Nano that a lot of people are starting to really pay attention to is they locked the forums this year. On day 7, the board of directors took over the forums and locked them down and started discussing things that were going on in the teen forums and the young writers program that honestly I have very mixed feelings about. Like, on one hand, I'm really glad that the board of directors took over and locked the forums and kicked this person out. On the other hand, apparently these allegations have been going on since May, and nothing has been done about it until the board of directors found out about it. I'm not really going to go into massive detail about what's going on because we're still waiting for the end result. But it did put a damper on an event and an organization that I feel very strongly about. This has helped my writing so much, and I donate every year. And after this year, I don't know if I'm going to be donating to NaNoWriMo or if I'm going to find some other organization nearby that does something similar in helping writers actually write. Now, that being said, I didn't go to any events that my region put on, and I think I still will stick with the Discord for my region because my municipal liaisons are amazing and they always put on a good event. So I'll probably still stick with stuff like that because it's a lot more local than this big conglomeration that kind of outgrew itself. And I think that that's the problem Nano had this year, is they realized that they didn't put in enough oversight to make sure that their moderators are doing what they're supposed to be doing and not doing bad things behind the scenes. If you haven't heard about what's going on with NaNoWriMo, by all means, there are people who are way better informed than I am. If you do have a account on the site, as a precaution, change your passwords because we don't know what they got a hold of before they were kicked out. So this year really did have a big downer to it as far as the event itself, the fact that I didn't get a chance to make a single event, and of course, obviously, flights and funerals and all that fun stuff. On the plus side for this year, I put up some fairly huge numbers. I was consistent on the days that I told myself I was going to be consistent. I did a 10K day right near the end. I did manage to get all of my notes for The Land Beyond the Rainbow in one spot, which in and of itself is amazing because I've been working on this story, I can't believe I'm going to say this, since I was in the 2nd grade. And it's gone through multiple iterations, and I have notes scattered everywhere. Nano 2018, I wrote parts of it. I have 3 other documents just for this story in Scrivener. And to have all of my notes in one page or in one document is an amazing feeling and a great accomplishment. The only notes that I still have scattered are the ones that have to go into my writer notebook. And it's just, you know, what does the kingdom look like? What's going on in the background that my readers will probably never see. And I finished early. I finished on day 25, but I didn't stop writing, which, if you had known me a few years ago, as soon as I hit 50,000 words, if I hit it early, I'm done. I don't care that the story's not done. I'm done. So what am I going to do going forward? And that's the big thing. I'm going to set aside the story again, because this was just sort of a palate cleanser. And I'm glad I chose the palate cleanser for NaNoWriMo, because I don't think I would have put very good words into press start and roll of the dice because of everything else going on in my life. I do have to go back to press start. I'm going to take a day off. Then I'm going to start from the beginning and reread and fill in bits and pieces as I go. The story itself, like the bare bones structure of the story, is there, but there are chapters here and there that are missing that I need to just fill in to kind of flesh out the story, flesh out the characters, and make it stronger and better. I also need to write my author bio and my back matter and order my covers, which I keep talking about, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Let's be honest. I'm scared. I'm scared that this book that I've put years into isn't going to be well received. And I can't continue to let that fear hold me back. I really can't. I just need to get it done and let it go and move on. I have a template set up already in my Canva for my newsletter so that I can just type up a newsletter and send it out. I still have to figure out how all that works and all this fun stuff that I didn't think of when I decided to self-publish. But I'm not giving up. And I think that is a huge difference over the last couple of years from who I was in 2017, is I gave up a lot on myself, on my writing, and I'm not doing that anymore. So if you'd like to continue to follow my journey, be sure to feed the algorithm, boop that like button, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.